Hello and welcome to this second channel update. First things first, I'd like to say an enormous thank you to everybody who commented on the previous video, which I released, where I divulged the fact that I've been diagnosed with cancer. It was immensely warming and positive. All of the comments which you made, it was a really great thing at a very difficult time, because as I'm sure many of you know, when you get a diagnosis, particularly something like that, it's like the ground has been taken away from you and you don't know which way's up. There's not a lot of mental bandwidth available. And suddenly to receive all these messages from people, many of whom I've never had any other communication with at all, was a really wonderful, positive thing. So thank you. I didn't respond to them because I felt I would have needed to respond to all of them. And certainly at the time, I was, really not particularly well. I'm feeling okay at the moment, which is good. Depending on when this gets released, I will probably be having an operation the next day. I'm hedging my bets on when this is going to be released, but I think the idea, certainly if I've got my guess correct, I will be having an operation the next day, which hopefully, fingers crossed, will see me free of cancer, providing it hasn't spread anywhere else, which at the moment, the last time I had a scan, it hadn't, but that was 8 weeks ago. So I'm fingers crossed, etc. I should be clear, but it is a significant operation. It's a thing called Whipple's procedure, because I've got cancer of the bile duct. I saw one of the comments said that the person had that recently and they'd got through that. So that was actually really positive. When the surgeon said that, it was like nice to know that somebody who'd commented had been through that, because obviously I know other people have been through it, but it just makes it a little bit better somehow. But certainly, even if things go well and there's no other problems, I don't need any other treatment, I'm going to be out of action for a couple of months. So for the rest of the year, for sure. So this will be the last tranche of videos that I'll release in a reasonable time. Hopefully, looking positively, there won't be anything else found, and then I will be able to return to making videos and creating other content in the new year. Which brings me to the Cubase book. So normally I would have that released on the day of the release of Cubase, but for a number of reasons, that hasn't happened. For quite a few weeks, really wasn't in a place to be able to work at all, let alone commit to a significant project. And because Cubase 14 is typically one of the releases where there's lots of changes and things that I want to cover, it's not just like, we just tweaked this and then played around with that and it's just a bit different, which I think was the case really with 13. With 14, there's big features in there that I want to cover. Score editor's changed. I haven't had time really to get into that in the depth that I want to. Modulators, probability invariance, all of those things need to be covered. So I would think it's probably going to be February at the earliest before the book for Cubase 14 is released, which is something I've never had to do before, but there you go. Hopefully all will be well and everything will be fine. So that's just me letting you know what the situation is. So hopefully I won't disappear off the face of the planet. Hopefully sometime next year I will be able to start making videos and get the book out, etc., and start working again. That would be nice. But you never know what rocks fate has decided to cast into your road. As I say, everybody's been absolutely wonderful. The amazing dedication of the people who work in the NHS is just staggering. Every time I have any interaction with anyone in the healthcare system here in the UK, it's just, I'm in awe of how great they are. They're just absolutely wonderful. They've been so kind, so patient, so just professional and yet friendly and fantastic. And I say, I'm having a significant operation and it's not going to bankrupt me, which isn't the case. if you live in some countries in the world where they claim this is the best way to be. So that's another thing for me to be grateful for. As ever, on a last note, there's always somebody who's worse off than you. So, you know, I was fortunate enough to go on holiday for a couple of weeks, booked this over a year previously. Surgeon said it was okay. Had an absolutely wonderful time with my absolutely wonderful wife. And at one point, we gave some Americans €2 so they could get a lift in Malta to save them having to walk up a significant hill. And they were overjoyed. And it was just such a nice thing to be able to do something nice for somebody who I'm never going to meet again. They were just people who we met, who asked us a random question. We said, here you go and do that. So do something nice for somebody today. And then you'll feel better. They'll feel better. The world will be a just slightly better place. Yeah, and hopefully I'll see you soon. In the meantime, binge watch all of my videos, all of them from the very start. Even if you're not watching them, just stick them on a playlist. Away you go. Because even YouTube income at the moment would be quite nice, because obviously the next few months are going to be a bit desolate. But there we go. I shouldn't complain because I've just said I'm not having to pay for this operation. So on that note, hopefully I'll see you soon.